Hey everyone, welcome back to my workbench. Just hit sneeze there a couple seconds ago. Anyways, um, so kind of a mixed bag tonight. Working on finishing off a 5200. This is a classic. I gotta put the label on it soon. This is the OG. Why is that so? That should be yellow. Wow, the color's off. Anyway, it's really annoying actually. The no. Wow, that camera froze up completely. Wow, that's kind of nice. Technical difficulties here. Why is that messed up right now? Oh, I don't have a bench camera right now. That's not good. Let's try resetting it. Wow, camera died completely. Okay, let's turn this one. There she goes. Still by the colors way off. So working on finishing off this 5200 classic, as I call it, with the nice phone style keypad on here. I just need to go and colors are way off. Wow, this is driving me nuts. Let me throw some filters on here. Filters? Maybe it's the white balance. Let's see. Can I change the white balance? That is just awful. Saturation. Let's see if that helps. No, that didn't do anything. Hue. Ugh, no. Oh, it's off all over the place. Oh, that looks terrible. Oh well. Bear with me just 1 second. That's really annoying. Let's see if I can throw a filter on here. Color correction. Gamma, no. Contrast, brightness, saturation. No, that doesn't help. That's wrong. Hue shift. Oh, that's all wrong too. Oh, that's annoying. Okay. Well, that didn't help at all. No, this is supposed to be. That's supposed to be yellow. So this is my classic I'm going to be working on in a minute, and we created this fun little thing here. This is a favorite order one of my controllers. I actually have a bunch of, wow, that color's way off. Is it as bad in this camera? No, that camera's good. That was so weird. I don't know why that camera color is so far off. Better, but not great. Whatever. I'll take some proper photos later. This is actually a demonstration. This is much more red than this. Wow, that looks bad. So I have translucent red, blue, and purple or violet, black opaque, yellow, blue, red. This is supposed to be red, and this is supposed to be orange, that's red, that's black. These are half styled on here. These are smaller buttons I'm going to be using on the LT controller. Wow, that's really annoying. Those colors are so bad. That's good colors there. It's the same brand camera. Why is it missed? Whatever. So yeah, I'm gonna keep working on that, and then I was thinking about this with the IntelliVision controller. The reason why the 1.0 really wasn't ideal is it required well, not broken, but when I was trying to trim the actuators in here. Actually, this one needs to be upgraded anyway, so I'll crack it open. I'll show you what the issue is, or was, and why I was only getting like 12 directions and not all 16 properly. So this is the original upper deck, and if you look, these metal actuators here are actually kind of the problem. I was trimming them off as much as I could, and it just wasn't enough. And what you do is you come in too early and you would leave too late, if that makes any sense. So when you trim it, you just have this entire piece goes away, and this piece gets modified to hold the 4 micro switches. And what it does is it allows you to this micro switch is actually quite small now when you come wiping around on the joystick itself. So this actuator will only engage from about 12.25 degrees to the 45, and as soon as it comes off that 45, this, it's hard to tell here, but it'll actually click off first before that the up direction is. And the other problem was I actually had to, it was a bigger problem, is this diameter of this hole here was too small. So what's happening was, as you came through here, this actuator, this micro switch, let's say north here, was coming off too soon. So it was never, you can never quite make this position here, because this would break about the same time as this would break, or even after this switch here would break. So that's why. So the big changes were, of course, getting rid of the metal actuator, but also increasing the diameter of this hole. So as you're coming off the diagonal here, if you make this diameter larger, it takes it longer before this switch opens up. So that's what fixed the problem. So it was two problems. It was the actuator was in the metal actuator in here was causing problems, and this hole diameter was actually too small. So I increased this, I think, 2 millimeters, which doesn't sound like much. It was more than enough to allow these original micro switches to hold, so they continue to make while the other ones break. So long story short, that is why anyone who wants a 1.0 upgrade can just email me, and I can arrange to get it either replaced or replaced, or we can do I could send you the parts, because the entire actuator gets replaced on there, and the entire assembly gets replaced. So it includes the increased diameter hole combined with the new micro switches, which are trimmed so there's no more actuator on there. So yeah, that is, in case you're wondering what the two crucial differences were, is that and the hole diameter. Because what's happening was you would never get a proper break. He was breaking too early on the original lower deck, so that was what was causing a lot of the problems, actually. and very subtle change, but necessary. So that was the other thing with changing that 3D printed plastic. So the hole is quite a bit larger, allowing the original deck to hold on longer. So yeah, that was that. So now tonight, I'm just, from this point forward, I'm just going through and finishing up this controller. So this is the latest version 3.2, where before I just had basically a wiring harness where we do a bunch of DuPont crimps, and I decided, oh, you know what, I'm just going to do it on one of these little PCBs instead, and cut down a lot of the crimps, which can cause, I wouldn't say a ton of issues, but every time you do a crimp, there's always an opportunity for an issue to happen. So I'm just going through now and just doing a quick little board here. And the nice thing about this board is you can just plug it right into the keypad itself and move on from there. So yeah, pretty neat little board here. What I'll do as I go on, I'm probably going to end up either ordering like a small run of PCBs, or just use my CNC to cut a new set of them. And everyone, thank you for your orders like that. I've got a couple orders for, well, I haven't done in a long time, but I have two 5200s that are going to have AV out mod, so that'll be in the next few days. Once I get through these controllers here, I'll do some AV mods, and it'll give me opportunity to actually open up my own 5200, my 4-porter I have over here, and figure out what the heck is going on with my sound. I don't know why I don't have any sound on it. So I'll open it up and fix that, and of course add the AV composite and S-video out. I already have one. I received one already. I need to open that one up, and that's a 4-porter, a 4-port unit. I'm going to go through and install the. Actually, I have to build it. Well, I keep all the parts. I have to build the little summing amplifier board, because you actually go and pull 4 chroma lines off of the chips themselves. Kind of interesting. I have to look at my own notes from years ago when I did my own 5200. So that's kind of neat. So I haven't done that in a while. I really don't do all that many mods anymore, or repair work, just because honestly it was a Sega CD that put me over the edge. That thing was just such a nightmare to try to get in Cal. I could never get it to work right. I mean, I replaced the laser twice, tried to adjust it. It just drove me insane. And it's like, you know what? I'm tired of doing this, especially with the Sega products. Sega just has so many electrolytic capacitors in their systems. It just kind of burnt me out in terms of... oh, that's not solder. Burnt me out in terms of trying to working on the repair work, particularly the recaps and like the McWill, what was it, the McWill mod for the Game Gear. It just turned out to be not so fun anymore. So yeah, I went kind of like pared back to just being just 5200 AV outs. I don't think anyone else is really doing that much right now, and I have a soft spot in my heart for the 5200. I really like the 5200 because it reminds me a lot, obviously, of the old Atari 8-bits, as I grew up on the 800XL, which is Atari 8-bit, which is an awesome system. I need to buy one of these days. Not like with the remakes. I want like the OG 800XL. That was a nice system. A lot of fond memories of that one. And the 5200 is a very similar chipset to the Atari 8-bit line. So back in the day, there was Atari Corporation, and there was, what was it? Was it Atari Games? No. It was actually two separate companies that did. One did the video games, like the 2600 and 7800 and whatnot, and then the other one did their computers, like the 800, 600, 800, 800 XL, 1200 XL. Though the XE, I can't remember what number it was before that. And of course, after that, the Atari ST and the, what was their last one? The Eagle, I think? I can't remember. I never had an ST, though. That'd be cool. That was the competitor for the Amiga back in the day. I wouldn't say no if someone gave me an Amiga to play with. I've never had one, though. And pretty cool, man. I'm just doing some minor solder work. I've already calibrated up this joystick here. It's just a matter of, this is the keypad section that I'm finishing off, and then I just need to do the, just the buttons for the joystick buttons themselves. So yeah, I've been getting a fair amount of orders, not just mods. I've got, what do I have, an Andy overlay, another classic, and maybe one more dual stick in the queue now. So it's been, the orders have been picking up again. So everyone, thank you for that. So yeah, I'm trying to get a good pace. Maybe a controller out every other day is probably a good healthy. Pardon me a moment. Oh goodness. Let's go with, if I can get controller out every other day, it means I can keep up a good pace, not make this a chore, and keep everyone happy. So I'm trying to get everything down to kind of a science, so I don't have to think about it too much. Yeah, I think I'm probably gonna go through the effort of either cutting on my CNC or just send the Gerber and drill files off to some probably some Chinese PCB house, because they're pretty simple PCBs. So if you're not familiar with electronics world, the strange words I'm using are, the Gerbers are the files generated when you do a printed circuit board, and it's basically tells the fab house how to lay down all the traces on the board. So I'll give you a quick example. Why not? We'll make this a learning moment for everyone. So I know there's a lot of, I'm going to have an IntelliVision controller going off to Hawaii, or pronounce it, and I know they're young engineering students, and everything I've done has been using open source tools. Okay, let's do screen capture. There we go. And let's go. Let's see how this works. There we go. Now this is KiCad. This is what I use for my electronics CAD work. And then let's see what it looks like there. Okay, so it's sharing the wrong window. Okay, maybe share the whole screen. Hold on a second. Yeah, I'm gonna change it to entire screen. Infinity! Yay! Okay, so. Wow, that's freaky. That's wild. Alright, so. I'm going to minimize this real quick. Oh, actually. I need to shrink this down or you can't see anything. Whoa, that is so wild. Whoa! Okay, wrong one. So you go over here. You come down here. OBS is a very powerful little tool, by the way. Alright, so let's just make this a little bigger. Bring my face over. Change my order. I want to be on the top, so my face is on the top. Alright, so let's see what this looks like. Wow, that is so wild. Okay, whoa, infinity. So let me go back to KiCad here. So this is KiCad. This is an open source tool, so you can do all sorts of design work on here. And I was talking about Gerber files. Let me see what this looks like back here. Okay, you do see it. Good. So this is the schematic I have for the. This is the 5200. This is just your what this DB15 coming into the controller did originally, and then I have all the wiring for my keypads, and then I have two potentiometers, and then there's just the buttons. Not very thrilling, but if you go into, like, say, the schematic, the PCB I should say, I don't know if this is going to import because I don't know if any footprints in here or not. Okay. Alright, it does have a bunch of footprints in here. So say I throw this down and let's do some random wiring. Alright. Very fine trace there. Let's see where this one goes. This goes there, where do we go in there? This is very poor layout. So, let's see. It's already electrically connected there. Where does this go? It doesn't go anywhere. Alright, so you go crazy, and okay, this is what you do is you'll generate a Gerber file. Where's the 3D viewer? Here it is. Alright. This is very poorly done, of course, right now, but this is actually the 3D view of the board. Of course, I would have to define all the traces. This is wacky while this is not routed correctly. So what you do is this will generate what's known as a well, no, you can get out of here real quick. I'll show you. What happens is everything on the schematic, you could define a footprint for it. Say, so if I open this guy up, yeah, so this does have a potentiometer. It's got a footprint vertical hole. So on the on here, where are those pots at? They're probably over here somewhere. Anyway, yeah, these are the pots right here. So nothing's connected properly, but you define a footprint for everything. Even if it's like a through-hole component, surface mount, you can define different footprints. Kind of cool. And then you generate, you gotta do a board cut, blah blah blah, and you generate what's known as a Gerber file. That's fine. Let's take a look at 3D. So you're going to generate a Gerber. This is a 3D representation of what the boards are going to look like. It's way too complicated. But you'll generate a board, and the Gerber file tells the fab house where all the traces, all the through holes, where everything goes, all the traces go. If they place components, where the components go. And then there's a separate file called the drill file, which literally tells the CNC where to drill the holes in it. There are nice open source tools. I think it's called FlatCam. Yeah, FlatCam will take the Gerber file from your KiCad and generate G code for it, and the G code you can load directly into your CAD software. All right, let's turn the screen capture off. I'm just gonna delete that for now. Yes. All right. So yeah, the learning experience. So yeah, I use all open source tools for all my design work. I use LibreCAD. I don't know if I have LibreCAD on this machine. LibreCAD I use for yeah, I got LibreCAD. Yeah, LibreCAD I used for everything set up. For all the 2D design work I use for the like cut on the CNC for all the enclosures. So I have DXF files, which are just 2D drawing files for all the different varieties, and then I use a program called Exciting DXF for G code, which converts it to G code, so I can send it to my micro switch. DXF to G code, which creates G code, so I can send that to my CNC to cut the enclosures, and you could set like your tool bit radius, your RPM, your drill depths, all the tool paths. Kind of neat. And then you have what else do you have? You have the and then for the 3D work I use FreeCAD, which finally went to version 1.0. It's 1 point something now. FreeCAD I use for the 3D work, and that I use for doing all the design for the 3D printed parts, like little things like this. These little holders. Of course, this is the overlay for the IntelliVision here, and it's all drawn up in FreeCAD. And then I use the is it Cura? I can't remember the name of the slicer. But the folks over at Anycubic, their slicer is available for Linux, and yes, it's open source as well. So I have the slicer for that, and I can bring it to my 3D printer and print on there. And then other exciting things. It's weird. I actually have a business like based entirely on open source software, like the. Of course, I'm running Ubuntu Linux 2404 for my. Basically, all my computers right now run the same thing. Laptops, desktops. So that's kind of cool. So that's what I use for my operating system, so I don't have to pay for that. And it works, and it doesn't crash. And then I have, I use NewCache for my accounting, another open source program. And so if you run a small business, you need to do that as well. So yeah, everything is all open source at the end of the day. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So the 8th one doesn't count because it doesn't go anywhere. Talking to myself here. But yeah, kind of cool. You can do it all in open source. You don't have to pay Microsoft or Adobe. Oh, it's like even my image editing thing. I use the GIMP. for image processing, or what do I use? Darktable? Yeah, for my if I'm processing raw images from my camera, like my product photos I take with an old Canon 5D Mark II. Awesome camera, by the way. So that's done, and then I can process all the raw images in there. Yeah, everything is open source. There's no need to do that. And of course, the printouts for the like the serial numbers and things like that. That's all done in LibreOffice, and then like some of the other artwork is done in Inkscape. So yeah, it's all open source. So it's kind of nice. You can do it all open source and not have to worry about that. So I'm gonna finish this up in a minute. I'm kind of tired of talking actually, and how long the heck have I been talking? 31 minutes. That's a long one. So yeah, this has been very varied. 5200 television, open source, all sorts of fun stuff going on here. So I'm just gonna add a couple more wires to this, and then finish this controller off. I hope I can get it out tonight. Otherwise, it'll go out tomorrow. And then I'm just gonna work on a couple more dual sticks I got queued up already. They're already cut and everything, and they just need to be they're cut. They just need to be finished wiring them all up. Oh, I got my Atari shirt on today. But yeah. Oh yeah, and in case you ever want a custom button color, let me know. I do carry quite a few, and like that's your default Atari, that's your default IntelliVision. This actually looks really cool, the purple, and this is going to be the default for, I don't know why it's so damn orange. This is going to be the default for the LT, and for the Sega Genesis I'm working on. Oh, that's right, I'm working on the Sega Genesis controller. It'll be this HAP style. It's quite deep actually. HAP style buttons. It doesn't have the micro switch in it yet, but these are the HAP buttons. So it'll be black and maybe red, or I'll go for like a smaller, maybe like small guys like this for the start, and select button on there. So we'll see. But let me finish what I'm working on now, and everyone have a great night.